do want to mention last night on the Husker Sports Network, the voice of the Huskers, Greg Sharpe, revealed that he has been diagnosed with cancer, pancreatic cancer, which, first and foremost, I think we've all been impacted by somebody close to us that has been affected by cancer. And there is no doubt it sucks and it takes people away from us. And there are people that win battles against cancer, but when you hear the word cancer, you immediately go, oh, and then you put on the gloves and you go to fight. And anytime I hear pancreatic, that is a hell of a fight. And Greg Sharpe last night revealed that. And the thing that he has going for him is many, many, many things. Is he is a man of faith, and he has an army of people that will be praying for him and giving him support to him and his family so that he can make it through this, and he has good resolve. And so our thoughts and prayers, and we're with you for the voice of the Huskers to fight this. Just you guys know what it did to my family. To fight this, and I know that he will. And I know you've worked closely with him on the Nebraska baseball broadcast. So when you heard the news a couple of days ago from him, it hit you pretty hard.
Yeah. And we were at the dinner table last night, as I'm sure a lot of people who are in Greg's circle knew there was an announcement coming up last night, and it was you bring up probably the part that got to me the most, and that was when he talked about the support staff, and obviously that's what your mother had with you and your brother and your family. That's the most important thing. And I always, every time I hear about this, and you're right, I mean, it's affected everyone, and whether it's you personally that have had to take on that fight, or it's a friend or a family member, I always remember what Stuart Scott said about it. You don't get beat by cancer. The way you battle it is the way you fight it, and the way you win is how you fight it, how you battle it. And sometimes the end result is obviously not what you want, but it is how you fight. And the one thing I know about Greg, and I think anybody who heard that announcement last night, you could tell he didn't want to make that announcement. I think the context of it was something that was important, because you start missing a lot of your engagements. You start maybe missing a game or two, and people are always wondering, and we do. We ask questions. We want to know if someone's still employed. We want to know if you do every once in a while wonder if everything's okay. And I know that's why he wanted to get that out there. He didn't ask for people to come to his support, but I think he knew, and I think he's feeling that love right now. And when he talked about his relationship with God, that got to me, and obviously his wife and his girls, I immediately think of them too, of how strong they will be as a support system, but also the many people in the media that not only consider Greg a colleague, but a friend. They're going to be there every step of the way with him. And it obviously it rattled me and so many others that know him, whether you know him intimately or just as a colleague or just as someone that you listen to, who's a friendly, familiar voice on the radio. It impacts you. And like you said, Gary, when you hear pancreatic, you know that takes on a different fight, and that takes on a lot of strength, and that takes on a lot of faith. And I think over the last 24 hours, not even since this has been made public, I feel very, very confident that he's feeling that support. And I think he probably knew. Yep. He had a lot of people in his corner. I think after last night, it was probably overwhelming. And I'm sure if you've sent him a text, if you sent him something that of well wishes, I'm sure he'll get back to you if he didn't last night too. But just thinking of my friend, as we all are. And
I've known him 20 years or so. And when I was in college, Tom Hedrick, who obviously, I mean, you know, and he told me, give Greg Sharpe a call at WIBW. And I was looking for, I need to start looking at my first job. I'm going to graduate soon. So I call him over at at WIBW radio in Topeka, and I leave a message. I'm like, he's not going to get back to me. I'm nobody. And he got right back to me, and he wasn't able to help me get that first judge just because of the timing. But the fact that he talked it out with me and was super positive, and he's been very helpful over the years to me and has never asked for anything in return. And when Nick told us yesterday, the first thing, you just start getting really reflective, but the first thing I thought of was, besides Greg, I thought about his family, and I told you, Sharpe, during break, all you guys are around the same age. You guys aren't old. So for that to happen to him, I think of any of the people we know around that age it happening to, and it just shows how, you just never know. And he's going to fight like hell. And we watched the thing last night, and yeah, you're right, Nick. Everybody's behind. And some of the comments that people made on the boards, because I went to all the boards after and on Twitter, it just shows how great these people are in this part of the country, and not just Nebraska, but all the people back in Kansas that were reaching out, because he's had a huge impact down there, not just for his work in Topeka, but at Kansas State, but also to the many young broadcasters that were coming up down there. And I was just one of them. And I will forever be very thankful for his friendship and his impact to me. And hey, everyone's behind him. Everybody.
Well said by both of you. And so thoughts and prayers, and tough man who will put up a hell of a fight. And the UTEP game will be here soon enough, and Greg will be right back in the booth high above Memorial Stadium. All right, 35 past the hour. Good Tuesday show, everybody. We'll keep there's some severe weather in the area that if anything happens of significance, we'll let you know. Off and running on a Tuesday on 1620 The Zone.
Mornings with Sharpe and Hanley on 1620 The Zone and 1620thezone.com with Gary Sharpe and Nick Hanley. Remember, no matter how you listen, it's still AM radio. 1620 The Zone.
Omaha Maverick baseball is on fire. 3 straight